Here we are with another herd beginner racing video. It's been a while since I've made one of these. Actually, it's been a while since I've been on the bike and done anything other than try and get one ride in so I don't lose my streak. You can see Lori sitting right behind me. Lori has the same issue. She hasn't been on in a while. But it's great to see her in this race. We get a chance to ride together after racing all summer together. We've got Chris Crush in here as well. He's wearing like a purple and orange jersey, I believe. We'll have to catch him up with him a little bit later on the course. Marcus from ATP is in this group. And the main thing for me right now is to just stay with the front group. I have no idea how I'm going to perform. It's been about 8 weeks since I've been on the bike doing much of anything. Just to keep the streak alive 1 week, it was 8 o'clock Sunday night and it resets at midnight. I got on the bike and did a volcano circuit for 15 minutes with my jeans and everything on, trying to go slow and not build up too much of a sweat. But my schedule is open between here and Thanksgiving, and hopefully I can get a lot more time on the bike and get back where I'm supposed to be racing-wise. So the primary focus is stay with the front group. This is a pretty big group for herd beginner racing. I don't remember the number exactly, but I think we were running, well, there it is, 27, tells us up on the right there. 27 riders in this group. It's great to have another herd jersey riding together. You can see Lori, she's got the little Zwift dude poking out from her shirt. We're coming up to this section of TikTok that gets a little bit fast. You got to watch for some breakaways coming through here. As the group speeds up, you can get a split, right? Especially around here around the water. And actually, we do get a slight split. I debated about closing it, but we're looking around. It looked like everybody else was going to close it for me, so I just tried to stay conserving energy. Do notice Marcus there from ATP. He and I have raced a lot together. He has definitely used my wheel to slingshot himself across the finish on a sprint. So I am concerned, and he was doing a real good job of just resting with the group, and I often found him riding my wheel. So he was somebody I was watching for at the finish line because he can be pretty dangerous. The other thing I have the tendency to do when I'm feeling really frisky is I'll get to the back of the group, and then I'll power forward because my legs feel fresh, and then I'll realize what I'm doing and back off and go to the back. And boy, that's a good way to just burn energy. And I hate to admit I've done that recently too, but it just depends how you are mentally. Today I was feeling fresh, ready to go. I really wanted to pound it. And I did a couple times, and then I reeled myself in and reminded myself that we've got to just conserve because we want to do a sprint finish. But now we're getting ready to head up to the incline coming on up out of here. And that's a great place if you're not a sprinter, but you're a climber and you think you have a bit of some legs in you to get a breakaway and try and split this group and reduce the number of people that are going to contest with you at the finish line. And actually, that's exactly what happens on this climb. You're going to see a Tron bike going up off the front, and we're all going to have to power up here just a little bit more effort. Be ready to put an effort in here if you're doing HBR. You want to stay with the front group. You notice we just did a split. We ended up with 13 people in the front group after this climb right here. And we ended up catching at least the one of the guys. Ed, I think nobody ever caught. He stayed off the front for the entire race. So again, it's just being careful. You can get dropped on this descent as well if someone decides to put a little bit of power in. I was extremely attentive this whole race, especially as I'm hanging towards the back. Often I'll hang a little bit further to the back, and the danger in that is that the group will split, and then you have to really put on some power to catch up. But as long as it's riding in a group like this, I'm quite comfortable being back there trying to find the relief from the wind. So we're heading in here through the first tunnel. ATP's right there with Marcus. Chris Crush is there on the right in the purple and the orange. And I'm quite happy to ride this out because my next big concern is coming up out of the false flat. It depends how people ride through these tunnels as to what's going to happen in there. The really good place for you to attack if you're not a sprinter and you think you've got a little bit of legs and you can hold some wattage for a minute, 30 seconds and get away from the group is going to be on that false flat. That is a place where they often split these groups. It's one of my most hated sections as a sprinter because if someone pushes that section hard and I have to stay with them, I can lose all the power in my legs and not have a sprint at the finish. So as we're going up to it, I'm feeling a little bit of apprehension. I'm trying to watch my heart rate, trying to stay calm and relax mentally. And just know that if somebody goes, I have to go with them. Keeping an eye on Marcus, but he pretty much rode my wheel, which was causing me tremendous concern because he can sprint and he knows the techniques. And I was worried about how I was going to shake him if it came to the finish with him on the wheel. I spent some time here mentally figuring out a couple different techniques I might try to use on Marcus. So he was definitely on my mind. Coming up here now at the 2K mark, again, if you're not a sprinter and you didn't make your move there because you weren't sure you could go that far back, in this sweeping right-hand turn is another great place for you to put on some power and hold it to burn through the sprinters. And no one did that, to the point where I almost thought about going, but then I reminded myself, no, the race plan is to sprint. You can see I'm pushing towards the front because I'm thinking this group's not looking strong right now. But we're closing up with 1K to go, so we're definitely starting to get into sprint position. So we'll talk about what we're trying to set up there. 600 meters to go. I like my position at the back. I do not like Marcus behind me. Here's 500 meters now. I'm happy to go now if somebody wants to go, but I'm not going to lead someone out. There's someone standing on their bike. I was ready to go hard if he passed me standing up, but he didn't. I'm just watching to see who's going to stand. I really want Marcus to go flying by me. I want to grab his wheel as he goes. He doesn't, but there's someone up front, stands up and goes. And at that point, we're just down to 200, well, less than 300. It's time to go. And once you start, you do not back off your sprint. If you do, you're done. So once you commit, you're fully committed. Here I am passing Van Herk and just holding it and hoping no one gets by. The numbers are getting bigger. I'm in pretty good shape. And to be honest, I really was surprised that I was able to pull this off, not knowing my conditioning. But I saved a lot of energy coming into the end, and I always have a good sprint. And here you can see it. My watts average was 185. Chris Crush and I down there in 8th place are the only two on this front page who had less than 200 watts, average watts for this event. So we raced well. We stayed in the protection of the group for a long time, and then we hit it when it was supposed to go. Obviously, Marcus was probably not in top shape. He's probably like us. He probably had some time off or something going on. Looking forward to the new winter season, catching up with old folks we used to race with, all the new folks who are coming in. But there's just a little recap of HBR, Herd Beginner Racing, for y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll post some any more videos of racing this winter, and hopefully I'll get to call out a bunch of names and see folks we get to ride together. I will see you guys around.